Hello, welcome to another IB Tips video. Today we are going to be talking about history. More or less the subject that if you did choose it in the IB, I am going to give you some tips. As concurrently I am taking history in the IB program, certainly not high level. I am standard level, so I am 100% not there to talk about everything. Secondly, we are not going to focus on tests. I'm not going to focus on how to write your history IAs or know your history EE if you did take that, but I'm rather going to focus on how to get through the subject, because the thing about it is that these are simply IB tips. It is not going to cover most likely very extremely detailed tips, but that is definitely for the future to see, as that would require a little bit more research to know more on how the IB does things, due to the fact that it does change its program every now and again. However, back on topic, simply put, the history subject is quite extensive. The books you're most likely going to study, if you are going to study this year or next year, if I am remember enough, is going to be Authoritarian States, a book about the Cold War, and the Global War. This is going to cover quite a bit. In authoritarian states, which is the one that I'm learning right now, it is set a lot later on, due to the fact that you're most likely going to learn about global war first, the move to global war. So sadly, they do not go into details of World War II, due to the fact that the book is called The Move to Global War. So it is going to discuss about how World War II is set up. Things such as the Mukden incident, and learning a little bit about Japan, learning quite a bit about Germany, learning, if I do remember correctly, some bits about Italy. But mainly, of course, Germany, how it was, its Hitler's rise to power, these things, really. And there will be facts about Japan as well, which, in my opinion, is quite interesting. Um, the thing about it is that these books are quite extensive, especially the authoritarian states one. And tiny bit digression, however, still staying on topic, is that the authoritarian state book, you would be given, if I remember correctly, 5 dictators to choose from: Franco, Nazar's from Egypt, Mao Zedong from China, Hitler from Germany, and I am wrong, I am sorry, there are only 4 dictators. And the thing about it is that you will be studying two, which will actually be very much your teachers could give you the chance to choose amongst yourself. I.e., you could choose Hitler and Mao, you could choose Franco and Nazar, these types of things. And then a third one will be a dictator that you could choose on your own, which you will further your own research. How you do that, I will help with a little bit later. However, back on topic, these things are quite extensive. I must say again and again. I must put on this point again and again. The IB, in a sense, forces you to read quite a bit on these things, especially if you don't have any knowledge beforehand, i.e., IGCSE with Hitler and other stuff like that. No, do you have an extremely massive interest in history, it will be quite hard to get through. You do have to read quite a bit, which, I don't know about you, would impede in your study a lot. But at the same time, the IB wants you to answer question in a certain sense. We're just going to leave that over here. The thing about it is that you could have your knowledge right over here. However, the IB wants you to answer it this way. They want you to grab this thing, grab it, bring it up, and trickle down some bits onto the answers over here the way that they want it, which is the hard part. So say you could read, I don't know, perhaps throughout the IB program you suddenly become extremely interested in history and start reading quite a bit about it. You can have a lot of knowledge about it. Does not mean you're going to have a high score in the test, because they want you to answer the question a certain way, which is the hard part. I know, this thing over here kind of sucks. But you do have to learn the structure, which, thankfully enough, there are websites for that, which you can look up. Just search up ways of answering history IB questions. That will really help you with this disgusting thing over here. And perhaps lastly, I also want to say is that for research on history, my opinion wise, research as much as you can. Because the thing about it is that at the end of the day, the history subject is a reading lesson. It practically is. There is definitely going to be nuances and discussion and such things like that. However, typical of IB program, it crams so many things down your throat that you simply will not have that time. It is reading, memorizing, compromising, comprehending, and that's about it. It sadly doesn't go into much detail. Either way, that's the video. I hope you enjoy, and remember, history is a reading subject. Read as much as you can, and you'll get through it.